We live, partner. We live. Let's go. Let's go, partner. Play our football. Ding dong. Let's go, partner. EAGLES Eagles. Let's go, partner.
Yes, I, partner. Yes, I.
We here.
We are. We live. We live.
We live. Let's go. Play our football.
If we're gonna start the show, we gotta start the show off right. You know what I'm saying? We already started the show off with Fly Eagles Fly.
Play our football, partner. Eagles are here. Win the playoffs.
So there's only one thing left else to do after since the Eagles so high. We need to go high too, partner.
Bang bang Niner gang. Bang bang Niner gang.
Yeah. Let another win too.
Built for combat and battle, young hyenas in uniform.
Trey, last one.
Play no games with the opposition. We active. Let the whistle
Trey,
be the bell. We go down when we got mad at. Many have tried, many have failed. 49ers got the livest fans in the NFL. I tried to tell them we back and we never left and we got heart. Levi Stadium starting to feel like Candlestick Park. Gold blooded, my neck is frozen with diamonds from a 40. Be on the field with the
bang bang Niner gang, partner. Bang bang Niner gang. Yes, I. So, I mean, it's just a way to win a soccer, partner. We win. Me and you just going back and forth, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, but or 7-8, whatever the last seed is, 7-8.
Right.
But if the Packers beat the Vikings tonight, you guaranteed luck.
Guaranteed luck, which I'm expecting.
I had my hopes in the Panthers, and
Panthers.
I should have been a guaranteed luck if they had just beat the Saints, but they couldn't do it as usual. So now I have to battle it out with the Rams next week.
Yeah, but even though you still make it.
Now we'll see, right? Because if we lose to the Rams, we need the Saints to beat the Falcons. I don't think the Saints is a team that could beat the Falcons right now, even though the Falcons ain't playing too bad, but
where you reckon is 9-7?
We're 9-7.
The Falcons what?
7-8.
7-8. Even if you still lose, you'll be 9-8. So you still have that. You still have a last playoff spot.
And we beat them, so I don't understand. But it's right. The Saints. It's the Saints that we worried about. The Saints.
So what the Saints record is? 7-8 too? 8-8?
They might be 8-8. Let me check. They might be 8-8. They might be 8-8. I'm not sure. But anyway, I mean, it's a long off. You know what I'm saying? I still think we should be able to get there. You know me personally, I think we're going to beat the damn Rams. I ain't worried about that shit too much. I think we're going to beat the Rams, and they'll have to hold that. You know?
You guys need to beat the Rams.
That's what I'm saying. We need to beat the Rams. We need to beat the Rams
too. If you guys lose to the Rams, you'll be out of the playoff spot. The Saints will move in. If the Saints win,
they have to beat the Falcons.
You'll have to beat the Falcons.
Yeah, sir. Without that noise.
I'm coming.
Without that noise, Mr. Carolina.
Hey! We flying high, baby. We flying, baby.
That look like the air carrier jet that blew it.
No air carrier. We flying, baby. The eagle is going, baby.
I guess the cat gun, the what do you call it? Animal services. Pentagon Animal Services. But we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. We moving on. Somebody play the song. Moving on up. Play that song for me there, buddy.
The only song I play is the Trash Compactor. Because if you had knocked off the damn Saints, we'd have been all right.
Oh, I didn't know that you is a guy that depends on other people. You do it yourself.
So we have to do it ourselves since we can't depend on you.
You ain't beating the Rams. Sorry. Not beating the Rams and the Saints will beat the Falcons.
Wow.
Yes, yeah, all of
What
it.
does it feel like to customize your car and
Breaking news: Gallup up for the season.
Wow. That's a big loss. It's a big loss.
And how big is it if he only play about 8 games for the season?
That's
They'll
half the
manage.
season. That's a lot.
No, they'll manage. He been injured enough.
You ain't looking for shit.
That's a bad song. That's a bad song.
Oh, the Panthers moving on up in that draft pick. You could bet that. Panthers moving up. Eagles pounding. Fatter than a surgeon. It's a good football season, I must say. It's a good football season.
But who kicking?
I think the internet kicking.
But who
No,
kicking?
right there.
Oh.
Shane Dick, don't study. He just vexed guy. Vexed guy. He can't beat the Rams next week. That's how it is.
What's camp?
Yo, shut up. I don't want to hear you.
When we beat the Rams next week?
You're not going to mock up my last day of being 30. For all our fans, today is my last day of being 30, baby. So I'm not going to let this 49er shamer come and mess up my night. Because the Panthers executed what needed to be done. Kept the game close, but we moving on up. KG, play it again one more time. One more time for the road. Let's get this before we start our topics. Play it one more time there, KG. Where's my DJ? What is? We're moving on. Hey! You know what it is, baby. I love boys football talk, baby. We going live, baby. We doing it. Moving on up. Hey, he clapping. We in touch. We doing it. Hey! Let's go. Oh shit, I'm dead. I guess shoot. Yeah.
He moving on up our draft pick. I hope you draft the right people.
It don't matter, baby. We moving on up.
You say it don't matter.
So how we feeling about week 17?
Oh, week 17 was kind of interesting.
I'm feeling superb about week 17. I'm feeling great about week 17. I mean, I wasn't. Jesus Christ, this Jonathan Gannon is gonna give me horrors. He's gonna give me an ulcer in my ass. This Jonathan Gannon. You understand? I tell you, he's gonna be ulcer in my ass and ulcer in my stomach. Because I don't understand why does he constantly stay with this passive defense? Why doesn't he blitz? Heineke looked comfortable in the pocket in the first half. And he looked delusional in the second half after Jonathan Gannon decided to bring the blitz when he started to put pressure on the offensive line and Heineke. Why didn't he do that in the first half? And this is what I've been saying since we started this show. This is what I've been saying since the beginning of this season. When will he understand that at times you have to bring pressure? You have to disrupt the quarterback's timing. When will he understand that? I'm a dunce when it comes to football. He is a defensive coordinator in football. He has been around the game for a certain period of time. Years, whatever. I don't know. I'm just watching the game. But at some time, your expertise is supposed to be able to click in and decide, okay, look, my front seven isn't doing it. My linebackers can't hold up. Right? So I should come with a more aggressive game plan and put more pressure on the quarterback so my team can be more successful. I shouldn't have to wait late in the second quarter to make adjustments to decide that I'm going to blitz more, I'm going to put more pressure on the quarterback, and I'm going to try to help my team win this game. Why not do it all in the first half? Heineke is not that great of a quarterback. He's not a Tom Brady. He's not a Aaron Rodgers. He's not a Joe Burrow. He's not a Patrick Mahomes. He's not even Dak Prescott. You understand what I'm saying? So why not put pressure on the quarterback to have him, you know what I mean? To have him look flooded in the pocket. That's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for. That's the problem, right? That's the problem I'm having with my defensive coordinator. He doesn't have a feel for the game. And if you don't have a feel for the game, you should be coaching in the NFL. That's it.
So that's what I had to say last week too.
He don't have a feel for the game. He doesn't have a feel for the game. If you look at a game, even if you look at a game with the Cowboys and Washington, the first series that they played, I think it was all in the season or whatever. Dan Quinn came in with a blitz package, and he continuously put the blitz on Heineke. He didn't stop. He didn't lay up. He continuously put the blitz on Heineke. He didn't stop. It was aggressive blitzing. You understand what I'm saying? The second game around, when Cowboys played Heineke again, he stayed with the same game plan and blitzed Heineke again non-stop. Kept blitzing, kept bringing pressure. Kept giving Heineke different looks. He wasn't giving Heineke the same looks. He was giving Heineke different looks. You understand what I'm saying? And Jonathan Gannon keep giving Heineke this passive defensive look of sit the linebacker back, wait for the quarterback to throw the ball, then after the linebacker just rush and tackle the running back. I wait for the quarterback to throw the ball and the cornerback just rush and tackle the receivers and stuff like that. Nah. Put pressure on Heineke. And he did that in the second half, and guess what? Joshua came up with 2 sacks. Fletcher Cox came up with some hurries. You understand what I'm saying? Heineke looked like the Heineke that we saw against Dallas when he had pressure in his face. And that's what I never talk about the offense. The offense did what they had to do, but it's the defense. It's the defense. It's Jonathan Gannon and that defense. And I can't do it. I can't take it. I can't do it. I can't do it no more. I had enough of Jonathan Gannon. I had enough. Fire that guy coming at the end of the season. Heineke was, I think Heineke was what? 22 for 30 something? Nah, man.
I don't think you're gonna get away that easy.
I can't do it. They have to get rid of that guy. If you don't get rid of Jonathan Gannon, I don't care if it's now or later. Even if you have a superb offensive staff and a superb defensive staff, he will not be able to find the right plays or put the players in a position to exceed. I don't think he has it. It's simple as that. I don't think he has it. I know we don't have the skill set and the player personnel of the Dallas Cowboys. You understand? But at some point, you have to find a certain way to scheme around certain things. Football is a puzzle. You understand? Football is a puzzle. You find certain ways to find your mismatch and work on certain things. You understand? So, you got Darius Slay playing damn well fucking 10 yards off in half of the coverage. That's your best man corner. He should be playing press man all day. We shouldn't not the Cowboys. The Redskins shouldn't be the Redskins should not have scored 16 points on the Eagles in this game. It should be a walkover right now. It should be a walkover on defense. It should have been a walkover on defense.
Should have
been a walkover on defense.
Well, again, like last week, the slow start, and then they finish it up. I mean, at some point in time, that might come back to bite you in the ass.
It can bite us. It will bite us in the playoffs.
Because you get the playoffs with something. Before you blink, couple of 21 points on it.
Like I said before, Jalen Hurts has to get comfortable in the pocket and has to settle himself in the pocket. Nick Sirianni is not throwing away that game. He's not doing it. Nick Sirianni is giving that game to Jalen Hurts and letting him use his decisions, his brain, and try to decipher what the defense is giving him and take over that game. Nick Sirianni is not throwing away that game. Jalen Hurts had a wide open throw to Devontae Smith that would have been a touchdown. You understand? like I said before, is about anticipation. And he will learn. He will learn. And I'm expecting him to learn. I'm expecting him to be back next year. I'm expecting a better Jalen Hurts next year. But we can talk about that come to the end of the show. But right now, we are in the playoffs. We are making a surge. And right now, we are moving on up into the playoffs, as Treaty would say. But
Moving
he's moving
on
on up in
up.
the draft. But right now, we're moving on up into the playoffs. Again, we have to give credit to Nick Sirianni. We have to give credit to Jalen Hurts. And so what? We have to give credit to Jonathan Gannon, the defensive coordinator. But most of the credit goes to Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. So I'm proud of where my team is at, and I'm proud that they have exceeded expectations because I was expecting a 16-10 season. Right now they're 9-7?
9-7.
9-7. Even Vegas, the big bettors, didn't think that the Eagles would be 9-7 right now at this point in the season. You understand what I'm saying? So even we give credit to Nick Sirianni and we give credit to Jalen Hurts, but we have to give credit to Jeffrey Lurie, the owner, and Howie Roseman. Because all in the season, when we heard Nick Sirianni's introduction press conference, he sound like he didn't have a clue. Nick Sirianni sound like he didn't have. He sound like somebody who didn't know nothing about football, chatting a bunch of nonsense about tic-tac-toe and stuff like that. I thought we had a student out of a head coach. I like, wait, we want Doug Peterson to this? You know what I mean? But after a while, when you started to listen to the guy talk more about football, listen to his training camp press conferences, listen to his pre-game and after game press conferences and stuff like that. The guy knows football. He loves football. He's a family of football. You understand what I'm saying? Then after, I think it was the first 7 weeks, he realized that I can't rely on Jalen Hurts to throw the ball 30 to 40 times a game. I have a dominant offensive line. I've said this before. I have a dominant running game. Let's use that to our advantage and let's dominate the opposing team offensive lines and let's dominate time of possession. And let's go ahead and ground and pound. And that's what he did for the last 7 weeks. And right now the Eagles are in the playoffs. Imagine if he did that. Imagine if he did this 2 weeks ago. You understand what I'm saying? If he did it 2 weeks ago against maybe the 49ers when it was a 3-point victory. You understand what I'm saying? Even against the Raiders, if he did this, even if Mike Sanders got injured, if he did this and just stick to the run game and go ahead and ground and pound, you know what I mean? We could have easily been in contention for the division. But I can't say that right now. He was able to sit back, analyze, and readjust and decide that this is the strength of my football team. And this is what I have to do to become a winning football team. And this is run the football. Rely on my offensive lineman and my running backs. And let's run the football. We have veteran offensive linemen. We have an All-Pro Jason Kelsey. We have an All-Pro in Lane Johnson. We have a Marla in Lennon Dickerson. We have a developing All-Pro in Jordan Mailata. We have an All-Pro in Alexei Amalo. Let's run the football. Not to mention, 3 of those guys are Super Bowl winners. 3 of those guys are Super Bowl veterans, are playoff veterans. So they know what it takes to win football games. On the defensive side, you have a Fletcher Cox, a Super Bowl champion. You don't have a Brandon Graham who's not there anymore. Who had a season in the injury, but he's there in spirit. You understand what I'm saying? But you have a Darius Slay, who's a All-Pro Khan. You have a Super Bowl veteran in safety. in Rodney McLeod, who had a game-winning interception in this game today. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to walk around that. And that's what I love about Sirianni. You understand what I'm saying? He adjusted. And I still looking for friggin' Jonathan Gannon to adjust. He still can't adjust. He waiting too late in the second half to adjust. Against great quarterbacks, you can't wait the second half to adjust. You have to adjust in the start of the first quarter because these superstar quarterbacks in the first quarter, by the time you adjust, it's already too late. It's already 21-0 in the first quarter when you wait too late to adjust. You understand what I'm saying? So we have the defensive quarter. He has to use his mind, his football knowledge, and adjust. I understand playoffs is coming up. We won't make it far in the playoffs, but make it competitive. You understand what I'm saying? Make it competitive. Show me something that I have never seen before. That's all I'm saying. Show me something I have never seen before. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, you got a big game next week.
Big game next week. The Cowboys lost to the Cardinals. What's his name? Mike McCarthy. I don't know. That guy. He can't coach. No. Mike McCarthy can't coach. Straight off.
I think they're gonna get a big upset in the playoffs. The Dallas Cowboys.
Cowboys can get a big upset. McCarthy can't coach. He can't.
I think they're gonna be a one and done. They're gonna surprise everybody.
Can't coach that team because if you have a CD Lamb, Mario Cooper, I think Michael Gallup is out.
You got
if you have
Tony Pollard,
Ezekiel Elliott, that offense should be able to stick to that run game and use Ezekiel Elliott and Pollard as your weapons. Right now, it's smash mouth football in the playoffs now. Smash mouth football wins these championship games, wins these playoff games. Smash mouth football. If you look at the Carolina Panthers when they went to the Super Bowl with Cam Newton, it was smash mouth football. Even if you look at your team, the Falcons, when they went to the Super Bowl, it was smash mouth football. Even the Eagles in 2017-18, when they went to the Super Bowl, it was smash mouth football. You understand? And if you don't have that dominant run game, you're going nowhere. You're not going anywhere. And Mike McCarthy has to understand that. Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore has to understand that. Smash mouth football right now. It's winter time. It's hard hitting football. And you gonna play inside all day, no? The Cowboys don't have that number one seed home field advantage for the whole playoffs. Green Bay has it, and Green Bay has it, and Green Bay will get it. So right now it's smash mouth football. You understand? Playoff time is smash mouth football. You don't want to get hit when it's damn negative 10 degrees in the weather. You don't want to get hit. Your fingers are hot. Your fingers are hot. Your toes are hot. Your whole body gone hot. It's smash mouth football. That's what wins these playoff games. When you get the Super Bowl, it's all out because Super Bowl is closing games. Super Bowl is dome games. You're gonna feel the weather, you're gonna feel the heat, whatever. But later, these divisional game and championship games is smash mouth cold with a football game. You understand what I'm saying?
What's fella shaking here for?
You watching? Are you see the game? Are you watching the game?
No.
You guys didn't see a throw there and rather just make there. A streak route Devontae Adams do. And rather throw the ball before he even pass the defender. And all Devontae Adams do just look up and they just do this. The cornerback still out here like this.
Anticipation throws. That's an elite quarterback. He knows that he was going, and that's it. That's it. Don't be surprised if the Packers win the Super Bowl. You know? Do not be surprised. Do not be surprised. Don't be surprised. That's how it is.
You deserve another Fly Eagle Fly song. Put it on.
Put it down, baby.
Put it on.
Where my phone is.
You deserve another Fly Eagles Fly. It's all about the music.
Fly.
We still in the Christmas season out here. Put it on. You deserve a Fly Eagles Fly for after a ton around the season like this.
Oh, you
put it on.
Look at that. EAGLES Eagle. I'm telling you. Proud of that team. I'm proud of that team.
I saw a stat that say Serena is one of 4 coaches to. I think you guys are like 2-5 or 2-4 something.
2-5. We were 2-5.
And then still make the playoffs.
Right.
And guess who was the last coach to do it? Frank Wright.
Frank Wright. You see
And
what I'm saying?
From Frank Wright. So
You see why I love Frank Wright? I told you guys Frank Wright is that guy.
So look at it like this. You guys basically exceeded expectations this year.
By far.
And got ammunition for the off season.
Right.
So just look at it like that.
So right now. So that's why I even told my father in the camera right here in Shein. I said I'm gonna give Jalen Hurts another year. I'm gonna give Jalen Hurts another year. Next year he has to come in and dominate and take over. Because I'm expecting the team to sign a veteran receiver. It won't be another Jalen Reagor again on the outside. I'm expecting the team to find a veteran wide receiver. We have Dallas Goedert. We have Devontae Smith. We have a run game. I'm not sure if you're going to stick with Miles Sanders because he can't stay healthy. He hasn't been healthy in the starting of his rookie season, and he hasn't been healthy for the whole period that he has been with the Philadelphia Eagles. So at some point, we have to find a third down running back, a 1 to 2 to 3 down running back who can play all downs and play for a whole season. That's what we need. You understand? At Miles Sanders, I don't think Miles Sanders can do it. It looks like these Penn State running backs can't do it. Because Saquon Barkley, he can't play for a full season. And Miles Sanders look like he can't play for a full season. So it looks like these Penn State running backs can't do it. So right now we have to find a starting running back who could play all downs and be productive. So we have to find that. You understand what I'm saying? We have to find playmakers on defense. Again, we have to find playmakers on defense. Our linebackers that we have right now, they can't do it. They're backup linebackers as best. Again, they are backup linebackers at best. They can't do it. You understand what I'm saying?
You got a lot of ammunition. You got a lot of ammunition this half season.
So at some point, we don't need. So right now, we don't need the linebackers that we have right now. You understand what I'm saying? They're just backups. We need starting linebackers. I'm not sure if you're going to stick with Rodney McLeod and Harris. So we need starting safeties. We need another starter at the cornerback position next to Darius Slay. Right now, Darius Slay has 2 more years at the cornerback position. Let's build on that. Right now, Fletcher Cox again. So he's another one. He has another 2 more years at the defensive tackle position. You understand what I'm saying? We have a promising defensive end in Josh Sweat. Derek Barnett won't be back because he's horrible. So we have to find ways to draft correctly, scout correctly, and draft and pick the right players. Let's draft, pick, and sign the right players, and let's build on that. And the Eagles would sky would be the limit for the Eagles. But we just have to draft right, scout right, trade right, and pick right, and that's it. Sky's the limit for the Eagles right now.
That's a lot.
What's the saying for the Philadelphia 76ers? What's the saying, KG?
The process.
Trust
the process. But I don't know if we can trust the process.
Well, you didn't expect to be 9-7, so the
not be 9-7 because of the head coach. Because if Put it this way: if Sirianni was stubborn for 2 more games, the Eagles would be out of the playoffs right now. If Sirianni said, "Fuck it, I ain't wanting the damn ball. I gonna throw the ball. I gonna make Jalen Hurts beat you. I gonna show that Jalen Hurts can beat you."
What she say?
You understand what I'm saying?
You know ifs in football.
Ain't no ifs.
You know ifs. So you can't look at that and say if.
But Sirianni had the knowledge to understand that I can. Let me adjust. My quarterback can't throw 40 times a game. He cannot throw 30 something times a game. Let me adjust. Let me rely on a run game. Let me run for 40 times a game. Let me throw for 20 times a game. You understand what I'm saying?
If the Panthers had beat the Saints, Shane would have come in here with the playoffs on the loose.
You understand what I'm saying?
There's a lot of ifs.
It's all about adjustment. And even if, hold on. Even if, put it this way, say that the Eagles ran the football.
Hold on, wait, stop. What did he say?
Sorry ass Panthers.
I have this for you. Casey, look. We're gonna see this. We're gonna see this next week.
Rams. So let's say if Nick Sirianni ran the ball 10 more times against the 49ers, probably would have won that game. If Nick Sirianni ran the ball a couple more times against the Raiders, probably would have won that game. You know what I'm saying? Our offensive line dominated time of possession.
But remember, he's a veteran, not veteran. He's a
young head coach. He's a young head coach. Exactly. So next year,
you can see as the season went on.
Right, he adjusted. He adjusted. He implemented certain things. Implemented certain plays, certain schemes. Right. He decided to help his quarterback and help his offensive staff.
Exactly. So I don't want to. I don't want to.
You know what I'm saying?
Him out. I don't want to kill him out like how you.
I don't kill him out. I'm not going to kill him out because Sirianni expected. He exceeded my expectations. He did. He did exceed my expectations.
We could always say
I wasn't expecting this from Sirianni.
We can always say if he had do this from earlier, you'd have been
exactly.
But we can't roll on the if, as we always are saying on this show. We don't roll with ifs because if Matt Rule had a brain, the Panthers would be in the playoffs too. So there's a lot of ifs. So we can't go with the ifs around here. We can't go with the ifs.
Exactly. So
but the Eagles have exceeded.
I'm happy. I did not. Honestly, I didn't want the Eagles to make the playoffs. I was looking for a high draft pick.
Yours low.
I didn't want the Eagles to make the playoffs early in the season. I would say, forget it. Doesn't make sense to make the playoffs and do whatever. But right now,
he might get in 18 or 20 or 22.
Even that. But the reason why I want the team to make the playoffs is for experience.
Yeah.
It's experience for Jalen Hurts. It's experience for Devontae Smith. It's experience for Jordan Mailata. It's experience for these young offensive players and defensive players who have not made the playoffs and have not been in a intense competitive football game. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm happy for. It is also experience for Nick Sirianni as a head coach and offensive coordinator. It's also experience for, I don't want to say it, but Jonathan Gannon, you know what I mean?
It is like
it's experience, you know what I mean? It's experience. And I'm gonna be highly in tune to that game. I'm gonna wanna see what Nick Sirianni is gonna draw up against whoever he's gonna play. What does he have in plan? You know what I mean? What does he have implemented? You know what I mean? For this offensive staff and this offensive players to somehow be aggressive, be dominant, you know, understand? And take over this game and somehow try to win a playoff game. If the Eagles somehow go in there with a playoff game, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be out the chains. If you somehow get in there and just win a playoff game, you know what I mean? And make it to the next round. If it happens, we're going to be all out. I'm going to be all out in here. I'm going to turn this whole shop. You already saw what happened just now. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to be all out. But again, I'm proud of my team. I'm proud of where they are. I'm proud of where they're at. and I'm proud how they have moved forward. Congrats to the Eagles and the whole coaching staff, and also the GM, and also to the owners as well. Big congrats to the Eagles right now. Big congrats.
Well deserved. Well deserved. Well deserved.
Well,
anything else from here is up for the Eagles.
Up for the Eagles, baby. Up for the. Hold on. Hold on. We're going to play the Eagles fight song right now. You getting live.
which song
You
is
getting
it?
live. You getting live, baby. You getting live, baby.
I would hate to see you in the Super Bowl.
EAGLES Eagles! I'm telling you.
Hello. Yeah, hello.
When your team doing good, I give you a space. I give
On
you
to the
all
final
your
space.
space. So we on to the other team that won today because we don't have to hear nothing from me. You go for your 49.
Oh, I want to hear about them Panthers.
I will say right now a cringe playoff team because they haven't booked them playoff ticket yet.
I wonder why.
Because you guys didn't win enough games. That's all.
I know.
That's all it is.
I know.
You gotta win games, partner.
Anyway.
Yay! The Ram goat.
let the winner start, please.
We actually winning too. Can we be number 5?
Yo, shut up. We're number 5. So we play the Texans. Jimmy didn't play. Jimmy might not play again for the rest of the season. Trey played. Came out. Everybody want to see Trey Lance. I had my heart in a spin for a little bit because, I want to see Trey Lance good. I want to see, he has to be good. I ain't going to say want to. He has to be good. 3 first-round picks. He has to be good. Can't be nothing else. But when you ain't ready, you ain't ready.
You say he was uncomfortable in the first half.
Yeah, and that's expected of any rookie. You know what I'm saying? I think the Houston messed up once again because they didn't do what I would do if a rookie was starting against me. I was sending blitz after every
non-stop.
He would have had to prove to me that he can handle that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Bill
Belichick.
Exactly. He was so when Trey started off that game. Mind now, his completions were good, but he wasn't comfortable. He was 3 for 3, 4 for 4. He was I think he was like 6 for 10 in the first half. 100 and something yards passing in an interception. But Trey, when looking at Trey, looking at the tape, one read, then he want to scramble out of the pocket. He wasn't claiming the pocket. Mm-hmm. He wasn't looking at his other targets. He had Deebo Samuel wide open on a play action. He missed it. Because he wanted to read, it wasn't there, and he wanted to run out of the pocket. Then he puts himself out of position, but he can't make the throw to the other receiver across the field. But what any good coach would do at halftime, talk to him, calm him down, give him a couple of plays, some dump-off plays to running back on the side, open up the offense a little bit more. And what he did, he came out, he had a perfect passer rate in the second half. 2 touchdowns, 106-something yards. He was down like 14 for
16 for 23. 249 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception.
From a rookie.
That's great. That's great from a second start from a rookie quarterback.
A rookie quarterback.
That's a great start from a rookie quarterback.
A very good start. And like I said, as the game went on in the second half, he got comfortable. He saw it. He threw 1 pass to Kittle Casey. 1. Now, nonsense and all, like, at some point in time, the rookie needs to realize that he has an outstanding tight end. You know what I'm saying? Tight end running back should be your best friends.
Exactly.
But okay, he was enough to understand. When I look at the game replay, Houston was doubling Kittle the whole game.
The whole game, yeah.
The whole game. Debo running on the field 1-on-1. Ayuk had 94 yards receiving.
4 receptions for 94 yards, so which means he had some big catches.
Big catches because I tell Ayuk, and I sit here and say, when you play the 49ers, you have
That's
to
what 20 yards a catch.
20 yards a catch.
Yeah.
When you play the 49ers, you have to pick your poison. Who you gonna guard? Because they decide they're gonna double Kittle. Look at Elijah Mitchell. 100 how much yards?
119 yards, 21 carries.
5.7 yards a
per
carry.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he carried the ball twice. It's more than a first now.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. That's what we do. That's what we want to do. Davis Mills looked good last week, but what happened? A little bit of pressure. Sack him a couple of times, get a couple of penalties on some.
You guys found the right game plan to disrupt Davis Mills.
Yep.
And found the right game plan on offense to disrupt the Texans defense.
I guarantee.
And that's a great game plan to beat the Texans 23-7 after the Cardinals had a big letdown to the Texans. Mm-hmm. That's a great game plan.
I tell you what, they put up 40-something points last week.
40-something points against the Chargers.
The Chargers.
So you guys knew what the Texans' weaknesses were and dominated it and took advantage of that and dominated that game. Something the Cardinals couldn't do. Not the Cardinals, but the Chargers couldn't do. You understand what I'm saying?
Coaching at his finest.
Right. That shows you that that's a well-coached team. Brandon Staley for the Chargers, he's not a good head coach.
I don't think so either. I don't think
he's not a good head coach.
They have, but
to understand that, to realize you have an Arsenal Eckler and stuff like that, and those other running backs, you should be able to go ahead and dominate that game. Dominate that Houston Texans. Dominate that game on offense. You have a Justin Herbert, you had that running game, those prolific pass catchers, dominate that game. So, credit to the 49ers and dominating the Houston Texans as well. And not having Jimmy Garoppolo too. Bringing in Trey Lance, your backup quarterback. Right now he's your backup quarterback. Yeah, he's your high first round pick. But he's your backup quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? He's not your starting quarterback. So give credit to Kyle Shanahan and getting the backup quarterback up to speed. And also give credit to D'Amico Ryans in getting the defense up to speed and dominating that whole Houston Texans team.
You know, I had my doubts about D'Amico. You know, I mean, he filling big shoes.
Right.
You know, Salah defense was hype, but he filling big shoes. But he working what he got. Right. You know, we basically don't have none of us starting corners on the field. Not one.
Right. And you guys still happen. You know what I mean?
Right. We still holding on the fort. You know what I'm saying? The Texans had 222 yards total.
Mm-hmm.
136 yards passing, 86 yards rushing.
And that's also on defense. That's offense, defense, and special teams.
Yeah, they were averaging 3.6 yards a play.
Right.
You can't ask for nothing more than that.
That's dominance.
You know what I'm saying? You can't ask for nothing
more
than
that. That's dominance.
And I think that was a very well defensive game plan against him. I mean, the drive that they had where they score was after interception.
Right. And that was the second quarter. They didn't score in the first quarter. They didn't score in the third quarter. And they didn't score in the fourth quarter.
Correct.
That's defensive dominance. That's understanding the weaknesses of your team, of the opposing team, and using your strengths of your team and just taking over that game. That's all I want to see from my defensive coordinator. Dominance from my defensive coordinator. But he can't do it. He can't do it.
He need to be a little more aggressive. That's what I think.
Exactly. Just be more aggressive. That's it. But
so we handled our business in San Fran, beating the Texans like we should have.
Right.
I think if Jimmy was there, it'd have been worse because I don't know if they would play us the same way. They might have because I think that's all they have. Jimmy would have been able to read that pocket. And I think it would have been a destruction of a game because Debo was wide open. couple times.
Mm-hmm. Kittle only had one catch for 29
He only
yards.
had one catch.
Kittle probably would have had probably 5 catches for 100 something yards and
Right.
maybe a touchdown or two.
And still,
It probably would have been another 20 something. Probably would have been another 43 or 44 to 7 victory.
right. And then the Russian game, you know what I'm saying, was still there. You know, we still had 119 yards from
Right.
Eli, 21 yards.
Elijah Mitchell is back.
Right. And he healthy. And that's what all we need is we getting healthy going into the playoffs. It's a dangerous thing. I still need to figure out Emmanuel Mosley, our starting corner, one of our starting corners. I need to go check up on his injury and see if he can even be available to come back for the playoffs. If we get back Emmanuel Mosley, then I only have to really worry about Josh Holding Norman on that side. I think our secondary would then tighten up because Emmanuel give up. He'd play one-on-one against DK Metcalf.
Right.
He'd have shut down DK most of the time. DK might get 1 or 2, but he'd have shut down DK.
No one wants to play a team that's physical in the run game.
Nobody
want to play that. Nobody wants to play that. Because trust me, I tell you, you don't want to take a little lick in that cold weather, you know. A little fucking hammer, a little fucking slap in your hand in that cold weather. You ready to shy off, you know?
Yeah. Imagine.
I'm talking for experience. So imagine those big 250 pound linebackers and stuff like that who trying to tackle somebody who coming at you with a full head of steam at 250 something pounds in that cold weather. You don't want to tackle that?
Right. And imagine
you understand what I'm saying?
Imagine I have to do that for at least 40 times.
40 times a game. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't want to tackle that. That shit the hot. That shit the hot. Even when you open that car door and you try to close it back in that cold weather, in 20 something degrees better. Especially that's why Green Bay love to have that home field advantage because they play in that 20 something degree weather. You don't want to play in that weather. You understand what I'm saying? Because that shit can hurt when you hit somebody. It can hurt your fingers, it can hurt your toes, it can hurt your legs, it can hurt your knees, it can hurt the joints.
Can I tell you right now, partner? If you make the playoffs, if we make the playoffs, I go in there running the ball down somebody's throat.
Running the ball straight non-stop.
Because we have no home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
None. We ain't playing no home playoff game. We go in somebody's house and they run the ball down their throat.
Non-stop.
And if we stay where we stay right now, that means one of us gonna have to play number 2 seed. Another one gonna have to play like number 4, number 3, number 4 seed. Yeah, look.
So good game for the 49ers.
Yeah, all around good game.
All around good game.
Coaching. You know, eyes focus now next week on to the Rams, which I can wait till the Saturday shows to keep on going crazy after the 2 of y'all on Saturday. Because 5 games in a row. That's all I gotta say. 5 games in a row. I think McVay shitting himself right now. Gotta think about us playing. Cause he gotta be trying to figure out how to what.
You hear what he just said?
That McVay.
But when you say if this McVay is this boy genius?
You know fucking but that against Shanahan. Shanahan is the professor and he's the pupil. High ass. McVay hasn't beat Shanahan not once. Not once. 5 times in a row. In a row. Owned. That's what you call it, owned. He had Garrett Gap, he got Matthew Stafford, he got super team. What I call it in Madden? An elite team, a soup. Team soup. Instead of getting licks. But we get to that Saturday.
So we get to that Sunday. Yet again, the Carolina Panthers have come to another tough defeat, losing to the Saints 18-10.
They're tanking, you know.
Put on the song again, KG.
Don't put it on the song.
Put on the song, KG.
We
Put it on. Put on the song.
Put on the song, KG.
Put on that song, KG.
We're moving on up.
Put it on. Let me hear it.
Oh boy, I can't do that.
Put on the song. We have to hear the song before I do my analysis. It was executed to perfection.
higher. Going up higher, baby. Going up higher in the draft pick start.
You know, Giselle, you know Cameron Jordan's second celebration?
What is this?
When he sacks somebody, he does do this. And every time he do that, somebody just touch him and tell him, we going up too. We going up too. Because that's where the Panthers are.
Oh, boy.
Right now, I think we number 6.
In the playoffs, in the draft
In
position.
the draft, if the Giants beat the Washington next week, we'll be number 5. If the Jets you gotta put it by your mic.
The mic up there.
You ain't got your thing plug in?
The mic by the camera.
But I ain't hear what they're saying.
You can say that there's a song.
No, I can't hear that at all. That way ask me what mic is.
The mic on the thing, on the camera.
Oh, what the hell is? You gotta show me the video. But you forget one thing there. When you had Matt Rule head going in the truck.
I didn't do Matt Rule for you.
We moving on up. We number 6. If the Giants beat Washington, we number 5. Wishful thinking, the Jets could sneak a win against the Bills and we'd be number 4. But right now, all we need is the G-Men to beat Washington. If the G-Men beat Washington, we are top 5, baby.
That not good.
Washington ain't got nothing to play for right now.
Yeah, but Washington is a much better team than
Yeah, but let me have my wishful thinking, please.
it ain't gonna happen.
Anything can happen.
You can wish it, but that ain't gonna happen.
We'll see. But I hope I get number 5 so I can go and feel good. But like I say, something I've been stressing all the time. What wins games, you gotta control the trenches. The first quarter, we controlled the trenches. We scored that touchdown. We had a field goal. We scored them 10 points. And then remember what I tell you, Shane, during the match? All right, 10 is enough. And so said, so done. You don't score past 10. Because after that first quarter, then you at least say, okay, enough of this bullshit. Let's control the trenches. And if you look at them offensive stats, they really do nothing. Problem was, you had this cushion coverage and Taysom Hill just throwing 5-yard passes all the time. They run the ball good. We stuffed the run at halftime. It was only at halftime they had minus 3 rushing yards. We were up 10-9 at halftime with minus 3 rushing yards. But again, the line gave up 7 sacks. 7 sacks last week, 7 sacks this week. 14 sacks in the last 2 weeks. I don't know which GM and which head coach would put them fellas out there to go and block for them quarterback. Well, in a post-game press conference, Matt Rule's defense was, we've now had 12 different starting lineups. There's no cohesiveness.
Right.
So
You expect to have cohesiveness if you keep changing the goddamn lineup every time.
I mean, he's the head coach. He gets 7 years, $62 million. I don't make that. So
you can't have cohesiveness. You keep changing the damn line every time.
Well, if you guys watch some of the sacks again, it looked like a Madden video because.
But even if you look at the stats, your top receiver had 29, 30 receiving yards.
But I was going there next year because
you can't have that. You can't have that. DJ Moore, how is it? DJ Moore have 3 receptions for damn well 30 yards. Really?
Can't get him the ball, bro. Listen to this.
You can't have that.
Listen to this. Sam Darnold was pressured on 47% of his snaps. So that's a pressure on one every two snaps. And that basically 50%. So this one here you don't get pressure, the next one you get pressure. Then you don't get
Right.
pressure, then you get
The
pressure.
next one
So
you
one
pressure.
if the
Exactly.
ratio look at it, one every two snaps he get pressured. So at the end of the day,
I'm just looking at the stats. It's a big disadvantage.
everybody needs to get fired.
It's a
If that
big
was the line that you thought could go there and protect somebody.
right.
Now they're saying,
The only place I see the positives is Chuba Hubbard having 17 carries for 55 yards. That's the
Well,
only positive I'm looking at. That's it.
that mediocre to me, actually.
That's
no, that's
3.3
a
yards a carry.
positive. That's a
That's a
positive
positive.
considering how bad the line is.
Right. That's a
How
positive. That's
bad
all
the
I'm looking
line
at.
is, but
But for
like I
you to
say,
have your top receiver
he get
at
most of them. He get most of them yards again in the first quarter. That's when
right
we move everything. After
3
the
catches for
first
29
quarter,
yards.
you ain't do nothing
No,
else
no,
after
no, no,
that.
no, no, no. Devontae Smith can't have that in the Eagles offense. You crazy?
But Sam already know by the time you say hot people on him. They got him
Done.
throwing wide receiver screens that going nowhere. They got him flustered. They're saying that he hasn't been evaluated fairly because of the line. But who fault that for? You put the line out there.
That's our coaching staff.
You put the line out there. Now, I saw one defense, Phil Snow added a lot more size up to the line of scrimmage, which was what I've been preaching since most of week 4. You need size up on the defensive line. You guys heard when I was saying Derek Brown was stuffing up people. Stuffing. And everybody want to say Derek Brown's a boss and this and that. Derek Brown was stuffing because he had size to go with him. When they barely played Brian Bonds, they didn't play him as much. They probably put him in like more rushing and pass rushing downs. But you had Yito Ghost Matos, you had Morgan Fox, you had Daquan Jones, you had Derek Brown. Most size. They were able to control the limit. Granted, the 4 starting linemen for the Saints was out. So again, if they had their full ram check in Armstead and Eric McCoy and Carlos Ruiz, it probably would have been different. They played with 4. The Saints played with 4 backup linemen, just like last week. The
Last week?
difference is
Yeah.
last week with the Dolphins, they ran that zero blitz, which confused them. The Panthers don't really run that kind of thing. They did it a few times. They started to pressure Taysom Hill, and he had to get it off.
Right.
But this team comes back again to the offense. The only realistic thing I could hear Matt Rule saying to save his job is, well, I spent 2 years building the defense. We're number 2 overall. Now year 3 is about building the offense. That's his only argument he got. Because the first year he was here, he spent his entire draft picks on defense. Last year he pressed the defense again. We are number 2 overall in the defense. I would say great job to Phil Snow. Still would like him to change a few things. But in Matt Rule's defense, the only thing he can actually say is I
Right.
spent my first 2 years of being this head coach fixing the defense. Now give me this year to fix the offense. And something has to be done with the offense, particularly the line. You're gonna have I don't see how you could fix it in the draft and you only got a first round pick, then a late 4th and 5th and 6th. You
Free
got no
agents,
second round pick, no third round pick.
free agents.
You gotta have cap space today. They don't have the cap like before because they gave Donald the 5th year option. We had a lot of cap, but they kicked in his 5th year option is about 20 million guaranteed. So that kills your cap immediately there. And then someone put a tweet out. Someone has to be held accountable for giving up 3 draft picks for Donald and giving him his 5th year option without even evaluating him, which I agree.
That
You
is
could have
him.
let Donald play out the season. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You had no baggage to him next year. Now you get him at 20 million, so you set yourself back again because we were one of the top 10 teams that have cap this year.
Mhm.
With Donald, no, you just took yourself out. Now next year you wouldn't have a quarterback tied. So you open up your cap next year. But then you gotta go through a whole year again. And I just saw the Panthers opponents for next year. We're playing the NFC West and the AFC North.
Wow.
So Shane, on Saturday when me and you were here, Who did I say welcome to Carolina?
Who was I?
The Ohio State quarterback.
Oh, CJ Stroud.
He threw for 546 yards and 4 touchdowns. Hello, Carolina. He's coming to us, baby.
The man talking about the draft 2 years from
Well, with that schedule there, we got to get a number 1 pick. I don't know who we going to win next year with that schedule. We got to play the NFC West and the AFC North. Because we ain't beating I have Lamar back. We ain't beating them. We ain't beating the Browns. We ain't beating the Browns. We ain't beating Cincinnati. Them just win the division. The Steelers, depending on the quarterback, we might inch them, but I don't have the faith. In the NFC West, we ain't beating the Falcons, we ain't beating the Rams, we ain't beating the Cardinals. The Seahawks, they may be going for a rebuild. We don't know yet. Uncertainty is there, so yeah. We ain't gonna be the Saints, we ain't gonna be the Buccaneers, the Falcons. So we maybe it's a top 3 pick.
Brady might not come back next year.
A 2-14 season.
No, 15. Remember, it's 17.
A 2-15 season.
Brady might not come back next year. Brady might not.
No, man. No, he gonna go about it. It's not like he's breaking down. He's not breaking down. He could probably come back next year. But like I say, hello either CJ Stroud or hello Bryce Young. We coming up, baby.
Wow.
KG, I gonna soon tell you to kick that song and not yet. Cause we moving on up for everything from next year. But if you're talking about the present, the team is deplorable. I think as an organization, we are deplorable from the top to the bottom. I was telling you, Shane, I think KG, you went already. I was telling Shane about an article that Joseph Porter did from sources close to inside, like Tepper and everybody. They said Tepper is unhappy and embarrassed at the contract he gave Matt Rule. They also said Matt Rule said in a team meeting at once that, hey, I can go back to college and make tons load of money, but I prefer to be here with you guys. Why would you go and tell a heap of grown men I can go back and make more money than this? Yeah. You know, tell people that. And then 3, he makes a lot of personnel decisions, which I think that's killing him. When the GM and them makes the field decisions, but he makes the in-game decisions, like the in-game personnel and so. And then another one was he's more reliant on his Farmer, Temple, and Baylor players, which you can clearly see if you watch the games. That is very bad. And then for someone that has 1 year of assistant O-line coach, that's his only NFL experience. For someone that has only 1 year as an assistant coach in the NFL, why would you bring so much college coaches over with you? That is not the college in the NFL.
That's also on a GM. You don't give that much freedom.
Exactly. But I mean to say, like, by him doing that, he bring everybody that he wanted to there.
Right.
They did it backwards. Carolina did it backwards. They hired a coach and then a GM. You should hire the GM, then the head coach.
Then the coach. Exactly.
So the word around the street is that they're gonna take away some of Matt Rule's power and give it over to Dan Morgan and Scott Fitterer, which I agree. But we have to see, because there's another source that's very close within that Panthers organization. They said everyone can tell you that, Matt Rule will get another chance and so, but they said David Tepper is very, very upset right now. He is very, very unhappy right now with the way the team is. Essentially, when you know you're rebuilding, you want to see progress.
Right.
Everyone
and
wants to see progress.
These owners are really aggressive. They're really competitive.
Yeah.
These owners are competitive.
The difference with the Panthers
don't want to be losing.
The difference with the Panthers is we were 5-11 last year, but we lost 10 games by 1 score or less.
Right.
Which is 7 points or less. 10 games with Bridgewater. Mm-hmm. This year, we got shut out. We only scored 3 points in a game. We scored 6 points more than 3 times. That is massive regression.
That game to the Eagles, you guys should have won that game.
Exactly.
But
we have regressed very, very bad this year compared to how we were last year.
Right.
Now the problem is you gave up draft capital this year. You don't have a second round pick. I don't mind a third round pick because we essentially gave up a third round pick for CJ Henderson, which is your cornerback. That's a third round pick for CJ Henderson. I could live with that. So you spend a third round pick. We don't have the second. We don't have our fourth. We have the Rams fourth, which means that's a late fourth.
Right.
That's why I'm preaching that we need to get a top 5 pick because it has more value. If you want a top 5 pick and trade down to about number 10, you can build your draft assets back up.
Yep.
Or if you so certain that number 5th pick is a cornerstone, like a tackle, like I was saying, pick him and then worry about the rest.
Exactly.
Pick him. So like I say, if I the GM, I'm either picking a number 5 lineman at number 5 that I know is the building block, or I'm trading down a few spots, not too much into the late teens. It has to be up to about 14. That's the lowest I would go. And I would get a lot more in return to build a line and build a team. And as Shane was saying, you're going to have to build through the free agency. The problem is we still have to sign back Hassan Reddick. They still want to sign back Stephon Gilmore. This Action Jackson is a free agent, which I don't know they may sign back. But that will take up a lot of your cap.
Contract.
They're going to take up your cap. And they're saying that it is possible that to get value again on draft picks, they would trade McCaffrey. And there will be a team that's
might as well.
There will be a team that is in win now mode. There's a team that's in win now mode that can say, I think McCaffrey could carry us over the top if he's healthy. A team, just for example, like
the
Buffalo.
Bills. The Bills, exactly. Buffalo, right?
Buffalo can more than likely give up them first round pick, which they always do
with McCaffrey.
For McCaffrey,
and just the Raiders.
And think somebody. I don't see the Raiders doing because they still got Josh Jacobs and things.
Yeah, McCaffrey. Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, I know, but they'll still say they kind of more set. But like somebody like the Bills,
the Chargers.
But I don't think they would give up there with Eckler and those guys. You see, they just give Eckler a 4-year, $35 million deal.
Well, Mostert gonna be a free agent next year as well.
Right.
Yeah, but Mostert is a very good runner. Do you see the routes McCaffrey run? Exactly. You see how McCaffrey run out of the backfield when he's doing a route? That's the difference with McCaffrey. He does all of those things. How well can Mostert run without that line in San Fran?
I think the perfect fit is Buffalo.
I think so too. And like I say, when the offseason comes, we'll talk about it more.
Right.
But there's a lot of stuff, to be honest, when you look at after this game, like your eyes are looking all over right now with Carolina as in, what are we actually going to do? It's so much uncertainty. The only one common goal in every Panthers fan eyes is they can't wait till next week to come to get this shit season out of the books. If you go on the Panthers website, like all the tweets, everybody just saying, "Oh God, thank God, one more week of this." I can't wait till next week. That's how bad it is right now in Carolina. It is very bad.
I understand it because I had that feeling last year.
But Justin said just that article that Joseph Persons had about Matt Rule and how bad it is inside the organization. I think it's a little misconcept. It can be true. It cannot be true. They're saying that he's losing the locker room. The locker room is saying we're just frustrated because we're on a losing streak. He hasn't lost anything. And today I was listening, when I was watching the game, one of the analysts say, Matt Rule said that his process is 1,000% working. And the commentator said, I fully agree with Matt Rule because if you look at the team, again, from that standpoint, he's built the defense to how he wanted. He worked on the defense first. Now it's time to work on the offense. But as everyone that watches the Panthers will see, it all hinges on who you put there as quarterback. Because he's made some very, very disgusting decisions when it comes to the quarterback. It's not on nobody else. He not nobody because he makes the personnel moves.
Right.
He let go of Cam. He traded for Bridgewater. Gave him the big contract. Bridgewater didn't do what he wanted to. He traded Bridgewater. Pick up Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold didn't do what he wanted. He went back to Cam. That is very, very bad as a decision maker. And if you can't figure out the most important position in football, you're going to go nowhere. And then another analyst say, Matt Rule, if they're looking at his track record, I don't even like to watch his track record, but his track record says that year 3 is the year he turns it around. Because he did it in Temple in year 3, and he did it in Baylor. He in Temple he went to the bowl game. He was like 10 wins, and in Baylor he went 11-3 in his
So
third
we'll
year.
see.
So they're saying that his third year is his magic
But he
year.
turns it around, right?
But
So we'll see.
that's college.
That's
College, you can
NFL,
dictate
bro.
a lot of stuff in college. You can't
Right.
dictate the NFL.
When is his
I
third
would-
year? Next year?
Huh? Yeah, next year.
when is his third?
That's why they're saying he's gonna. That's why they said a source said David Tepper was reluctant to give him the third year because he usually turns it around. And the
But
third
without
year.
a quarterback, how can you turn it around?
But that's my thing.
Without
like
a
I said,
quarterback,
so
without a
like-
dominant offensive line, how
No, so
how
like
can
I
you
said,
turn it around?
we can look at it and say from two different points. We can look at it and say, hey, in 2 years, we just had the number 20-something ranked defense turn into the
Right.
number 2 defense.
Two defense, right?
Now this year, we focus on offense. He can look at it that way, or we can say he's failed to evaluate the two most important positions in football, which is the quarterback and your tackles, your line, basically your line. He's failed to do that so far with his decision. So, depending on who you're talking to, that's the two arguments from him. Because they easily say that, hey, we know we weren't going to be good. No, it's a 7-year rebuild. I focus on the defense the first 2 years. Look where we are in defense now. Yeah, we have some run blocking issues, but that's with most size we can change it.
Yeah, but you want me bringing back Gilmore. You want me bring back. You don't sure if you can bring back Dante Jackson.
No, what I say is if you bring back Gilmore,
saying?
you bring back Jackson, but you can bring back one or the other.
One of the two.
One or the other. Plus, we
Right.
get back JC Han.
Exactly.
Who was out for the season.
Right.
So you still got AJ Boye. You
So
still got
building
people.
blocks.
Right. You still got people. The problem is, depending who you look at it from, they say, you are now the number 2 defense this year. We are keeping a lot of the defense intact. We are still a very good defense. Now let us work on the offense this year. We put all our resources into the offense, which is the line, and we have to evaluate the quarterback position. But from how I look at it, the way that line played this year, it shows me that the front office and Matt Rule is incapable of fixing this offense. Because one, I didn't like the Robbie Anderson extension, which was he got 3 years, $39 million. I wasn't a fan of that. He's a complimentary receiver. You paid him to be. That's $13 million a year. $13 million a year. You paid him $13 million a year, and he only give you about 500 yards this year. That's unacceptable. Then you drafted Terrace Marshall, a high-end first-round pick, a late first-round pick, high second-round pick, and he's done nothing. Now we can all look back and say the quarterback was terrible.
Right.
But let's look at how terrible that line is. And you guys stayed there the entire year and watch your quarterbacks get eaten alive by that trash ass line, and you did nothing. And you see, you know what hurts Carolina Panthers fans is to see again Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith. They were 5th round picks, 4th, 5th, 6th. We could have taken up a Creed Humphrey. We could have taken up a Trey Smith.
Chris Watkins.
No, I ain't worried about the receivers because he don't look. If you watch any of the games, when you see the highlights, he don't have no time to throw, and I don't blame it on Donald. If I just come back from an injury, and I know my line don't hold up, you ain't gonna throw the ball fast, or just try to wear something. That's how he's doing right now. He's so frightened. You could see even on a wide receiver screen, them coming at him so fast, he don't even try to the people. He just try to the ground.
No timing.
He's so frightened, right? But you could have had Trey Smith. You could have had Creed Humphrey. You could have had Eric Cosmo. You could have had all kind of play, and you neglected to build a line. But for some strange reason, the first signing of the entire NFL free agency, not the Panthers' first sign, the first sign of the entire free agency, you signed Cam Irvin. Right? And then the second sign of the entire free agency, you signed Pat Eflin. Like them two was the hottest.
Them was a bad signings. Cam Irvin was not a starting. He was not a starting left tackle in the NFL.
So that's what people complain about.
He's a backup.
People say people say someone has to be held accountable
Right?
for that
Yeah, you gotta be able
terrible
to.
thing.
Cam Oven was not a starting left tackle in the NFL. He was horrible.
And then the one lineman we draft, Brady Christensen, he was a left tackle at BYU. He blocked for he protected Zach Wilson. They came and said, well, we didn't draft him for left tackle. His arms are too short. He's a good guard. But the guy playing left tackle, guard, right guard, center, a million play, he got no continuity. So how you building a rookie if he got to play up and down the line?
Yeah, play all positions.
With no link with the arms.
So them kicking him into guard, but now we so short-handed and like tackle that we have nobody that you got to play him left tackle. He played bad this week.
If you got short arms, you have to be athletic.
They're gonna kick him into guard, and he don't look bad. But we got John Miller. If you see the way I see Cam Jordan put a move on John Miller, and all John Miller do is fall on the ground, and he sit down on the ground because he was so embarrassed how bad he was. Then on the other side, them got Michael Jordan. Everybody think this is Air Jordan from basketball, but he nothing like Air Jordan. He named Michael Jordan, but he need to change his name. So like it just stupid personnel decisions, and I want them to take the power away from Matt Rule if he stays. I want to see what they're gonna do with the offensive coordinator position. Right. But I'm hearing a lot of rumblings say there's gonna be, if he does stay or if he leaves, it's massive turnover. If he stays, there's massive turnover. They said they're gonna force him to get rid of a lot of assistants and actually have a massive turnover when it comes to assistant coach. They want more NFL experience around him. See, he brought in who he wanted to because he can control that environment. But this ain't college where you control. This is the NFL. This is a business. So they're gonna bring in people that with the NFL experience to walk with him. But his seat will be so hot next year, Shane, that he can't sit in it. He can't sit in it. It almost like the video I sent at you today. He butt up because it just it's not a good look. And I just like I always tell you guys, I laugh at me. I just say 1 more week, boy. 1 more week of this madness.
Yeah.
1 more week. I don't. You guys know. Even though I tell you I'll stay here and watch every Carolina game, it just doesn't even hurt me no more. It don't be. It's just so expected. When I saw 10, I told you today, Shane, while we were watching the game. All right, that's enough. I said that, and you guys laugh. And what happened? We scored another point. I knew 10 is the mark.
I had that feeling. I had that same feeling last.
What our scores was for that game? One game, Shane. What our scores was for that one game?
18-10, I think.
The Eagles?
No, what our prediction was. No, the Panthers and Saints. What our predictions was for that game only.
It was low. 21-17.
Who had that?
I think I had that.
What I had?
I think you had C. I think it's right. 17-3.
Yeah.
Our close.
Because you had 24-13 or 14, 24-14.
Yeah.
So I mean it's bad. It's bad. Mm-hmm. It's just not working in Carolina. And
it's better than
a rebuild. You're supposed to take positives out, and like I said, depends who you talk to. Depends who you talk to. The positive is the defense, but we know we have an owner that's very impatient. And Matt Rule coming out and saying it took Jay-Z 7 years. I don't understand that.
That's how I'm coming. He need to get
that analogy like that.
Hey, they nearly kill Matt Rule when he said that nonsense.
That's a horrible.
So he essentially tell the owner, you got to give me 7 years for me to fix this thing.
No. 3 to 4 years. That's it. 3 to 4 years. That's it.
If I was the owner, I would tell him, you got 7 minutes to pack your shit and get out of my stadium.
3 to 4 years. 3 to 4 years. You have to give me something. You have to give me a plan on how you gonna put together something to give me a successful organization.
Right. Look at
give me something.
Look at John Lynch, Ken Shanahan situation. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Two of them get 5-year deals together. Mm-hmm. That means it's what I'm going together.
Yeah.
Right? John Lynch picked his head coach, He picked Shanahan.
John Lynch picked Shanahan.
They come in, they get the same deal. 5 years. That means that the owner Jed tell them you got 5 years. Show me something. In 2 years, we went to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
But I got theory. Listen to this theory. Tell me if this theory makes sense to you guys. Hear this.
Mm-hmm.
So when David Tepper fired Rivera in 2019, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, 2022, 2019, right?
2022.
He fired him at the end of the season. We played out the thing, right? Here, just listen to this theory now. Marty Honey contract was set to expire in June. So that means he was there. It's set to expire. And they already said we're not bringing him back. Why keep him around?
Right.
But they kept him there until June. So he was involved with the head coach process, the free agency and draft process. So listen to this. When they started to do the head coaching thing,
the search,
Matt Rule and Marty Horner went to Waco, wherever Matt Rule lived. And Marty Horner told David Tepper, we can't leave here without getting our guy. So that was Marty Horner pick, a guy that's leaving in 2 months. My theory is Marty Horner say, "Oh, I want fuck me, fuck are you? Take this. I can figure out you before I leave. Right. I know I never come back to Carolina because I was Jerry Richardson boy. Yeah. No, because new owner. I got leave while you were going away.
Looking to go to the Giants, you know.
Exactly. So my theory is Marty Horner screw him just to laugh at him.
Right. Probably.
Because again,
that's a true fact.
He is the one that cut Cam so late, and he is the one that signed Bridgewater. Why do you have somebody doing these stuff when their contract ends in June and you're not bringing them back? Get rid of him in the off season. Get your GM, get your coach to take. Exactly. So look at this now. When we did the GM search, it was David Tepper and Matt Rule sitting down interviewing GMs. That make any sense?
Nah.
Why would I want to come there as a GM if you guys doing this thing? It should be the other way around.
No cohesion.
So everyone is saying that Scott Fedor should be able to go and pick his guy. We brought in Dan Margot, which is a very good assistant GM. Right. We need to go and pick our guy or strip Matt Rule of his power and give it to Scott Fedor. Because right now, Matt Rule has all the power and say in that. Matt Rule is essentially like a Bill Belichick. A Bill Belichick. So why is he a Bill Belichick if he's done nothing? That's why our team is so terrible right now.
Yeah. So
something has to give up. Like I said, eager to see what can happen this offseason because something got to give. Something got to give.
Well,
it's tough.
We'll see. We gotta see. We got offseason. It coming fast.
What's a catch? Yeah, it coming.
Alan Lazard. Jesus Christ.
We got
right now.
Yeah, one more week.
One more weekend. One more laughing week for me because Brady is still playing for positioning. So I still got it. He can still play and he can still ride me. So, I mean, you guys are looking at the up. I'm looking at the down. We got a lot We got a lot of football to talk about for the next few days and even the next few weeks because we'll do some playoff previews with you guys.
This one you partner.
Hold on. You play my song. I've got something for you. Not a sound though. I'm just showing you guys something. Keep it on, Katie. Keep it on. Here you go. Look at here. I'm moving on up. number 6 right now. I just need Washington to stink up the joint and we get top 5 pick.
Ah, boy.
All right. Okay, so we got next week coming up. Last week of football coming up. Some implication games for myself.
A lot.
I think KZ, you good because Green Bay look like they're handling business.
I think he secure his player spot. He still got seeding to worry about, but you secure your spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, you secured. I ain't secured.
Yeah. Shane has to win.
I have to win.
He has to win, or the Saints have to lose.
Right.
To the Falcons. That's the only team got you right now. Cause they're 8-8.
Yeah.
Wait, why you be? You're 9-7.
9-7.
So if the Saints could still make it in with a win,
if we
and
lose,
you're last.
Right. If we lose to the Rams and they beat the Falcons, they in.
Right.
If
they lose,
if we win, it's over. If we win,
right. If you lose and they lose, you still in.
Yeah.
So you just need to take care of your business and take. But we'll talk about that on Tuesday, because we'll do a little preview.
Do we want to go over?
Let's go through our picks so far.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. The first game we had out here was the Bills and the Falcons. Bills won that
everybody
game.
picked the Bills.
Everybody picked the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
The Bears and the Giants. Everybody picked the Bears.
Bears, yeah.
The Chiefs and the Bengals. Bengals, baby. I was the only one picked the Bengals.
Good pick.
The Dolphins and the Titans. Everybody picked the Dolphins.
Oh.
The Colts and the Raiders. I picked the Raiders. You two picked the Colts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recall that.
Yeah, right had a paper.
On the paper that you probably changed it before the show.
We could go back to the show, you know. The
I
show
know
ain't
you
alive.
picked the Colts. I know you said Jonathan Taylor's a sick man.
Hey, you.
Go ahead.
Next year, the Jaguars and the Patriots. Everybody picked the Patriots. The Buccaneers and the Jets. Everybody picked the Bucks. The Eagles and the Redskins. Everybody picked Eagles.
Yep.
The Rams and the Ravens. Me and kids, you picked the Rams.
I had changed it. And look at the Ravens. The Ravens nearly do the upset by.
Yep. They've had it. The Chargers and the Broncos. Everybody picked the Chargers.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers and Texans. Everybody picked the 49ers. Cowboys and the Cardinals. Everybody
Look at the fucking Cowboys.
Everybody picked the Cowboys.
Jesus Christ.
The Panthers and the Saints. Everybody picked the Saints. And the Seahawks and the Lions. Everybody picked the Seahawks.
But wait, the Saints put up 51 points on the Lions?
Yep.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Metcalf scored most of 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
everybody picked the Packers, and everybody gonna win that one too.
And everybody picked the Bronx. So right now at the end of the thing, I win.
You gonna win. Yeah.
I have 12 so far. KZ has 10.
KZ, you need to stop following me.
And she has 9.
No, you got 9 better.
Yeah, because I changed the Rams and Ravens because me you are like.
That's your fault.
Stop picking my things.
Shane, I picked the Raiders because he brother.
No, man. I
don't pick the Raiders.
I feel the Raiders are going to be there, man.
No. I don't mind. You know why he picked the Raiders? Because Wentz was out with COVID.
Yeah.
That's why he had picked it.
He brought head.
We were talking about the COVID. We had said that. Remember, we were talking that the Colts wanted thing.
Right, but he brought up the head and he go with the Raiders. Don't get me wrong, no. That fella's a backup Raiders fan now.
Who?
He's a backup Raiders fan now. He let the Raiders stay, you know.
I like the Raiders.
Yeah, I know.
But you know, I'm so sad about it.
I like the Bills.
He doesn't support the Raiders, but he brother will never tell you nothing good about the 49ers.
You have nothing good. I keep telling him so.
Every time Shane says something about the 49ers, you hear, who?
Right, exactly. Stop supporting them. You better not support them.
The problem is that it's the same thing. Like if me and you, if all of you were brothers, or it might come to the case because we talk about each other.
My brother doesn't support the Eagles.
You don't force that him. But anyhow.
No. He got the money he own. He support the Eagles.
Because like how all of we talking about all teams right now.
Yeah.
I can start to focus more watching all your teams. When he talking about the Raiders, I want to know what he talking about, so I'm gonna watch them.
No, freak them.
Yeah. You and Matt Rule will go in the garbage. Don't watch nothing.
Freak the Raiders. Freak the Raiders. Freak them. Them could stay in Vegas with them.
I can see you in 2 years when you try to get winning season. Okay?
For me?
Yeah, you.
With CJ Stroud or Bryce Hall or Bryce Young, we winning that, boy.
2 more years, father. 2024.
You could bet CJ Stroud.
Hey, all I gotta say is boom, 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 fly, Eagles, fly.
I hope you cussing bad was next week when the defense coordinator come out there and play timid again, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna play Stupidness against fucking what his name is.
What the Cowboys record is? They got 10 or 11 wins.
Hold on, I'll tell you right now.
I had them up just now. I was looking at it.
What it is, right? 10 or 11?
11 and 5.
11.
Huh? I think the most they could get to is the
fourth. That's it. No, they're locking the 4th seed.
Right. So they got a division spot.
Actually, no, you know, because look, remember, if you guys beat the Rams, they got 12, and if the Cowboys win, they still got 12 too, you know. A lot of things could still change. If they got 12 win, I think they got better something. I think I was hearing them say that. Cowboys got better.
The Rams got a better percentage still.
But the
win percentage, no, because they got 12 wins.
Yeah.
But remember, if the Rams lose next week and the Cowboys win.
If the Cowboys win,
all of them got 12 wins.
The Cowboys 4-1 division.
Right. The Buccaneers
Cowboys,
and the Rams 12
Cowboys 5-0. The Cowboys 5-0 in the division and then 2 in the conference. So the
exactly.
Win, they move
exactly. Cause look, if the Cardinals win and the Rams lose, I think the Cardinals retake the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think the Cowboys would actually jump over the Cardinals too.
That's true.
So there's a lot of seed stuff going on still.
If the Cowboys win, they're automatically number 2 straight.
No, because they need the Buccaneers. They need the Buccaneers to lose. The Buccaneers got 12 wins too. And the Buccaneers ain't losing to the Panthers.
Boy.
So the Buccaneers gonna have 13 wins at the end of the season. So they'll probably be 2 or 3. Right. So the Cowboys gotta hope.
The Cowboys beat the Buccaneers. No, the Cowboys lose to the Buccaneers.
Lose to the Bucs, right? So the Cowboys gotta hope that the Bucs lose and the Cardinals win and the Rams lose.
Yeah.
So like, even though they're in, it's still a lot of shuffling to do.
It's tough.
So a lot of persons still gonna play for seeding issues because you more than likely you don't want to play the 5th seed. You prefer to play the 6th or the 7th seed.
Yep.
If you look at it, you don't want to play that 5th seed. And when you look at it, the 5th seed could be an NFC West team, which is gonna be because look, it's either gonna be the Cardinals,
the Rams,
or the Rams. They're gonna be 5th.
Yep.
Because one of them have to win the division, the other one has to be the 5th seed. So if you're the 4th seed, you're gonna have to play the 5th seed.
Who the Cardinals playing next week?
It ain't gonna be the Seahawks division?
Cardinals playing the Seahawks.
Cardinals playing Seahawks.
Yeah. No, next playing the Rams.
Right. So
Eagles playing the Cowboys.
Eagles playing So you see what I'm saying? There's a lot of twisting and turning. Persons are still gonna play the starters for seeding purposes. Right. No one wants that 4th seed to play either the Cardinals or the Rams. Mm-hmm. If the Rams win the division, the Cardinals are 5th. If the Cardinals win the division, the Rams are 5th. No one wants to be in that 4th seed to play the Cardinals or the Rams. So they're gonna play hard. The Buccaneers don't want to fall. The Packers
win today. They got clear.
No.
Yeah, no.
They got clear.
No.
If they lose next week and the Buccaneers win, I think the Buccaneers get a number 1 seed.
Buccaneers get number 1 seed.
Yeah. So there's still so much.
Wait. No, bye. If the
go on.
But how the Packers record? How the Packers 12-3 and the Buccaneers 12-4?
Oh, no, remember they're playing now.
Yeah.
So they're gonna be 13-3.
Oh no, the Packers win tonight. That's it.
No. If they lose, remember if they lose next week and the Buccaneers win, they'll have the same record. If they lose next week and the Buccaneers win, no, I don't think so. Did they play? They ain't play. Remember the Buccaneers didn't win the division last year. No? They went in as a wild card. The Saints have win the division. They went in as a wild card.
So
I don't think the Packers play the Buccaneers this year. The Packers play the Saints.
Right.
So I don't know how they'll do the tiebreaker.
Right
I don't
now,
know
the
how it's
Packers,
done. I
in the
don't know
conference,
if
the
it's
Packers 8-2.
isn't it
Right
division
now,
wins or something like that,
where they go division in
or
conference.
strength of schedule and them
Right.
kind of
So right
stuff.
now, the Packers 8-2 in the conference.
What's the
The
box?
Buccaneers 7-4.
Yeah, so the Packers will gonna keep it.
Is that about
More than likely.
conference? Is
But then the Buccaneers will still
yeah.
be hoping that they get the number 2 seed to make it
Nah,
easier for them.
Yeah,
Then
can
you
it
still got the Cowboys and everything else.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's a lot of shuffling to go as well. The only thing is that more teams got eliminated towards the end.
Yeah.
So there's less teams to really say.
So KG, if we make the playoffs, I have to play in everything panel. I have to play the Bucks,
We have to play one of them teams.
They'll have to, yeah, because they'll be the 7th seed,
We'll be the 7th
and
seed.
then the 6th seed I play what the number 3 seed.
number 3 seed.
We play
That would more than likely be one of the AFC West, the NFC West teams. So you may have to play
We'll
the
see
divisional
how-
game again.
And we see how my team match up.
But like I say, it's still a lot to decide because
There's a lot.
somebody could lose, somebody could win. We don't know what's gonna happen. All we know is the Vikings being eliminated. The only team that can come into the NFC playoffs is the Saints, but they need to beat Atlanta and hope the 49ers lose.
But
That's
they
the
can't
only
pass we.
team. No, they ain't gonna pass you, but they can still get into the playoffs. If that situation pan out, the Eagles go to 6 and the Saints go to
Right.
7.
So the Eagles could lose. The Eagles will lose.
Yeah,
next
you
week.
guys guaranteed your spot already.
We guarantee the playoffs. The Eagles could
Yeah.
lose next week either way.
I think with the AFC, I think most of the teams are kind of out already. Like they took off the Broncos, the Browns, the Dolphins. I think the
Right.
Ravens still has a chance. You got the Ravens, you got the Chargers, you got the Raiders. They are vying for the spot still.
Yeah, it tight
So
out.
this-
A lot 9-17.
Yeah, so you're still fighting out there a bit.
Colts 9-7, the Chargers 9-7, the Raiders 9-7.
The Raiders
And
and the Chargers.
the Ravens 8-8.
Right, the Raiders and the Chargers playing each other next week, and they
Yeah.
they're in a win or go home situation. Winner
Yeah,
of that
whoever
Yeah.
wins goes to the playoffs.
The Dolphins 8-8 as well, yeah.
No, but they got eliminated though. It
Oh.
says so today, which means like again, it has to be something with division or conference wins and those stuff. Because it said today that the Broncos, Dolphins, and the Browns are eliminated.
I
So
didn't
it
know the
has to
Browns
be
record.
something
I didn't know the Browns record was so bad. I thought they had a winning record.
I mean,
No. That's it.
but what a catch again from this device. I with the way the Browns, it's been so much stuff that's going on with that team.
Who get that touchdown? Devontae?
I ain't see that part yet. I only saw a catch before.
Adams 17. Adams. He gave.
There's so much stuff going on with the Browns. They'll be missing this. It
Right.
feels dysfunctional, but when you look deeper into it, it's not. But again, it comes back to the quarterback position again. Do they feel that Baker is the answer? Maybe, maybe not. Because you got Kareem Hunt, you got Chubb. No, I know you guys, they let go of Beckham. No, you got Jarvis Landry, People Jones. You still got good tight ends. You got Austin Hooper. You got Njoku. You still got a bona fide offensive line. If you look at the
Right.
defense, you got Miles Garrett, Jadavion Clowney. You got on the back end, you got Greedy Williams. You got Denzel Watt.
You have talent. You have
On
talent.
paper, that team looks elite, but they never really gelled this year at all. Compared to last year when they made the little push into the
Right.
playoffs, they never gelled this year, which I mean, they will say it's a disappointment because after going that far in the playoffs, you want to repeat it. But to me, that's one of the hardest divisions in football. Any slip up in that division, you're out the door.
I disagree.
As-
If you have the right quarterback, you'll be straight. Look at the Bengals.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's
What
what I'm
the
saying.
Bengals?
And it's slip up. And it's slip up, you're out the door.
Right. And I understand you have a Jamar Chase, a T. Higgins, and whoever. But without that quarterback, you ain't going nowhere.
So that's what
You're
I
not
mean by
going
a
nowhere.
hard division because that division there, you lose 2 games in a row and you got from
Games
first
in
to
a row,
last
straight
and you
after
can't catch up. Because you saw what happened. The Ravens dominated the division for most of the season.
With
From
Lamar.
time Lamar went down, you would think that it would be the Browns or Pittsburgh, which were those 3 teams, the Browns, Pittsburgh, and the Ravens were the teams that everyone talked about when it comes to that division. You see who won the division now? The team that was scheduled to be last, which means the bar just got raised higher in that division. It's almost something like we just talk about saying the NFC West. When you got the Rams, the Cardinals, I mean, the Seahawks took the tumble this year, so they could never recover. You lose a few games in a row, your chances of that division gone very fast.
Right.
Because the teams are so hard in that division that you got to keep pace with it.
Yep.
What happened is Big Ben and them couldn't keep pace. When Lamar got injured, they couldn't keep pace. The Bronx stumbled, they couldn't keep it. There was a time too that the Bengals had lose two in a row, I think, two in a row. And then the Baltimore was going.
Right.
And then as soon as Lamar got injured, he dropped. And everybody started to go up. So it's like you got to keep up with those teams. Unfortunately, Seattle couldn't keep up with the NFC West this year. Too bad. That's it for them. But that's how it is. Look at a perfect example of a division not being strong is the Chiefs. I mean, it's the AFC West. Because when the Chiefs were faltering, somebody had to take control of that division.
The Chargers and the Raiders.
Exactly. So that's a difference in terms of how the divisions are with the teams. No one capitalized when the Chiefs were still struggling. Now what happened? From time the Chiefs catch their foot, because you had a team that separate, the Chiefs pass everybody again.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's great examples of how conferences are built. The NFC West is a very strong conference. Even to say like last year, remember the NFC East, a team gotten with a sub 500 record or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Everyone faltered, and because everyone faltered at the same time, it was still a competitive division because no one was there to say we gone. Everyone faltered.
Let's take a stronghold.
Exactly. So each division is just different in its own unique way.
Right.
Unfortunately, if you bumped in the NFC West or the AFC North, you got to step your game up from early, or else that's it. A team like Tennessee, what they got? Jacksonville, Houston. They could afford the lot again, and then the Colts were still figuring out stuff at the start of the thing.
Tennessee has a good head coach too, boy.
No, I'm trying to say don't take it away. No, wait. Don't take it away from that. What I'm trying to say is when you got the Texans and the Jaguars, two of them are going to get a top 3 pick in the draft.
Right.
You already got cushion at the starting of the season. I'm not saying that they're not a good coach. I'm saying is when the Texans and the Jaguars are who we all thought they were. They weren't going to do nothing this year. So you could easily say everybody's record was 0-0. But Tennessee already had a lead.
Right.
They had the most continuity coming in. The Colts had to figure out Wentz in. He was injured in the injuries. Tennessee already was here. The Colts catch itself. No, but look what happened. The Colts catch itself when Tennessee was done skyrocketing already. So they can't catch them again. So it depends what division you're in. You gotta know how to play these football games. Because you can afford to lose a game and say, oh, well, we're still in it. Or if you lose a game, say, shit, man, that's it. We can't catch the division. We got to try to get a wild card spot.
Right.
And those perfect examples are like the NFC West and the AFC East because
and
you got to keep up. You have to. Well, like the Buccaneers, we can laugh at the Buccaneers, but the Buccaneers know that the Falcons won't be going to be good. The Saints, it came down to the quarterback again. And the Panthers won't be going to be good.
Right.
The Saints' ride was a lot easier. The Buccaneers' ride was a lot easier, even though they lost games and we could single out stuff. But they didn't have any credible threat from any team in the NFC South. They could afford to go there and get shut out from the Saints, and they still could care less about what happened.
Put it this way: if the Eagles, even the Eagles had won a game against the Giants, the last. You understand what I'm saying? If they won that one game against the Jets, they could have been in the just talking of winning this division title right now.
Exactly. So
all they had to go in there and beat the Cowboys because the Cowboys just now lost to the Cardinals.
Again, two of you were saying last week, the Cardinals couldn't afford to lose that game to the Lions. Because look what happened now. Now they're trying to scatter them way back to the division crown. That Lions last looking worse and worse each week. Because now the Rams may have the quarterback may not be playing good, but the Rams are still winning.
They're still winning. Yeah,
exactly. So now, looking back, the Cardinals gonna look back at the schedule and say where we went wrong, and also it's gonna point to that one game we let a 2-14 team or 2-13, whatever they are, beat us, and now we have to play the 49ers in the playoffs, something like that. That's what they're looking at. When we could have said, geez, I'm ready. We had just win that game. We would only play the Saints or the Eagles, which maybe not be as credible as a team that just came after Super Bowl 2 years ago. So it's these kind of games you don't have, depending on the division, you can't afford to slip up on certain games that you should win. You can't afford to slip up. Yeah. You don't want to play because what? I'm at 11. They got 11 wins. That's easy in a division, a lot of divisions.
Right.
That's a division win on a lot of divisions.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, playing in a one division, they got a 12-win team.
Yep.
Right.
And they got a team right under your tail too. But I mean, they still got a little cushion because you ain't gonna catch up. But you still, you understand what I mean? They still got
you don't want to play a team that you already played twice.
Exactly.
In the playoffs.
You don't want to play a team that's hot.
Again.
So look at that. They may go 12-4. No, they may go 11-4. They may go 12-5 by winning. And in most divisions, that's the division crown, and still comes second.
Yep.
And still comes second. Remember to tell you.
Remember this? Remember the Giants that first year when they won a Super Bowl with Tom Coughlin?
8-8.
Remember that? You remember they walking to that playoffs, play the Cowboys in the divisional round, beat the Cowboys, and went on and win the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Exactly. Anything
because they were hot. You understand what I'm saying? And at that time, the Cowboys had a T.O., a Jason Witten, and a Miles Austin. You understand what I'm saying?
So again, there's a lot of stuff. To
as Shriti said last week, it's about the teams that are hot, the teams that are rolling. You know what I mean?
Teams? When we look at it, what teams are rolling right now in the NFC?
Teams that are hot.
The 49ers, the Eagles. Unfortunately, the teams that roll are the wild card teams. You don't want to face the wild card teams right now.
Teams that rolling.
The teams that are rolling are the wild card teams. You look at the 49ers that lost one in the last 4 games. You look at the Eagles that won what? Are you on a win streak?
A win streak? No, but by what? 7-1?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
The Packers are the hot team, but they'll get the number one. The Buccaneers are iffy in terms of stuff that they got to figure out.
Right.
The Cowboys, the Cowboys are a team that some say are good, some say are not as good as advertised.
Exactly.
The Rams are a team with top-notch players, but how are we going to play? Exactly.
Right.
So, who are the hot teams in the NFC? The wild card teams. So you gonna have to be. You was hoping that you get that number one pick, that you don't have to face one of these, and you live to fight another week.
You don't know what to expect on Jalen Hurts. That same playoff game could be his coming out party. You know what I mean? He come out there. He could actually come out there dominate, and you're like, oh, what is shit? I wasn't expecting this.
You look at the hot teams in the AFC. I think it's the Bengals are hot.
The Bengals, you know what I mean?
Tennessee are hot. Tennessee are hot. Bengals are hot. The Colts are hot, but they just gave up that last year.
Joe Burrow is playing elite right now.
Exactly.
Tennessee has a great coaching staff. You understand what I'm saying? The Colts have a great coaching staff, but Tennessee alone, with them being having to lose a Derrick Henry, having to lose a veteran Julio Jones, and still having to put something together to get that number one seed.
And AJ Brown was out for more than 3 weeks. So at one point they played without no Derrick Henry, no AJ Brown, and no Julio Jones.
Exactly. And still get a number one seed. You have to give credit to Mike Vrabel.
Because I remember they faltered on one game. They faltered on a game that we were laughing at them. I think it's the Jets or somebody. They faltered on that game. And then we started to say, well, that's it for the Tennessee.
Right,
They're going to go downhill. But they picked themselves back up and get back to business.
Mike Vrabel. That's a good head coach.
Yes, boy.
That's a good head coach for that team and for this league too.
And it's like you guys say, when it comes to the playoff, you got to win in the trenches.
You got to win in the trenches.
If you ain't winning in the trenches, you ain't winning no playoff game. Every playoff game, I don't care who quarterback you got, the game is decided by the trenches.
Got to be dominant in the trenches.
I know KG was looking back at some of them teams and say 5-9. One team I like to look back on is the Bears when they had Rex Grossman. The Bears won because they dominated the trenches. They dominated the trenches.
Easily. Even the 49ers. Man, you remember the 49ers played the Packers in them trenches? And friggin', what his name is?
Mostert.
Not Mostert. What his name is? Garoppolo only throw for like what? Well, 5 passes or 12 passes or something like that. And the 49ers won for like 200 something yards.
You have to dominate
in that game inside of Green Bay.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
And like you said, even
that one game.
Even like you said with the Panthers was no aerial attacking that year.
That year with the Panthers
dominated the trenches.
Not one game. Even for the Eagles. That year when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, it was a damn not one game with Blunt and Ajayi. A damn not one game.
You had the run game.
You have to have that.
You had the trenches. You controlled it with Cam and then with the power run.
Exactly.
And then on the defensive side, you had a stout line that controlled that line.
Right.
It will come down to that line in the playoffs and who controls the trenches.
Mm-hmm.
Which team is going to hold up the best?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because you ain't going there and throw no 60 times in no playoffs and think
Nah, shit.
So, I mean, like you guys said, there's a lot to look forward to for this last week. I'm sure all of us will be excited to watch our teams.
We got some guests coming on too for these last weeks of this show too.
That's even better.
We got some guests coming on talking about these Eagles, Packers, Patriots, Raiders, Falcons. So we can have a good show coming up.
That's good.
Our next show is Tuesday, which is the overview of week 17 and what we look forward to in week 18. So that should be another good show.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was good as advertised again, week 17. I mean, I lost, but still I won because I got a higher draft pick. You guys won, which is going for playoffs. At the end of the day, if you're not winning to make the playoffs, you better win the draft.
Either that.
And we winning the draft.
I can agree to that.
So basically, all three of us were moving on up. So play that song again, KG. Moving on up. All of us moving on up. Look at shit. Look at shit.
As soon as we get out of here after that.
We gotta play the song, Shaker. Everybody was moving on up today. You moved on up. I moved on up into the draft. And KG moved on up into the playoffs.
Yes.
So it was a day of moving on up. And with that being said, we have to end the show with one of our favorite songs right now. Where's the DJ? What a song. I hope we move on up again next week.
I got pick.
E-A-G-L-E-S.
Hey, he's not in the playoffs as yet.
We get them there.
Bang, bang, niner guy.
Bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang.
Bang, bang, niner guy.
Bang,
Bang, niner guy.
Hey.
we'll see each other on Tuesday.
Alright.
Yeah.
And then we wrap up to 17.
All right, sounds good.
All right, guys.
All right, see you guys.
All right, one love. Happy New Year to everybody.
That's right,
Hope y'all
Happy New
have
Year,
a good
everybody.
holidays. Hope y'all have a good New Year. Hope y'all have some good drinks, some good eatings, a lot of everything. One
And
love.
when you guys see us back for our next show, I'll be a year older. 1 year older.
You good better that.
But not wiser.
All right, guys.